Guys, what is good and what is going on, Sixer Nation? It's been a minute since your boy has been on these Philadelphia 76ers live play-by-plays. If I'm not mistaken, ladies and gentlemen, it's been about 2 weeks since your boy last did a 76ers play-by-play. But I've had some things going on between school, bowling, but that's aside from the topic here tonight. As tonight we have a matchup with the Philadelphia 76ers on the road once again, looking to win what I do believe is their 6th straight win in a row, which that is the correct answer. They look to win their 6th straight game on the road against what is quote-unquote a very quote-unquote short-handed Charlotte Hornets team tonight, and we'll get into their injuries in just a little bit. But this should be another game that the 76ers should win on the road tonight in Charlotte. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Shout out to everyone that's already coming through, ladies and gentlemen. We already got 5 people up in here. Appreciate all you guys for coming through and tuning in for the first time that I've done a 76ers play-by-play in about 2 weeks. But again, with everything going on between school and bowling, obviously, like I said before, with everything going on there, I've been on a bit of a slack recently when it comes to the play-by-plays. But at the end of the day, we are back tonight. And again, shout out to everybody that's already coming through. Appreciate all you guys for coming through and tuning in already. If you guys have not done so, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and hit that like button on the stream. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And everyone, be sure to go ahead and share out this stream so we can bring more viewers up in the chat. You guys know how we rock and roll as always, so let's get down to business. And you guys already know how this works. We're going to go ahead and roll through the chat real quick. Charles Adderley, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. Said BLSG Sports Talk Network. Welcome back. Hey, Charles, I appreciate that, my guy. And, Charles, whenever you put my name on here for, like, a comment of some sort, you could just put BLSG. You don't have to put BLSG Sports Talk Network. But I understand it is something along the lines of that, so I completely understand where you're coming from. But if you just want to make it easier for yourself on the typing, Charles, just go ahead and just type BLSG. But hey, I appreciate you for coming through, Charles. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through. As he also said, please like, share, invite, subscribe for a person to be a part of the best network on the planet, bar none, imitated but never duplicated. Hey, Charles, I appreciate that, my guy. And apparently, imitated but never duplicated, that might be a new catchphrase. But hey, Charles, I like that a lot. MC, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through as well. Being the second one in here. What's going on, MC? Appreciate you for coming through, saying, let's go Sixers. You already know what it is, MC. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through as well. Said, coming from Charles, he said, MC, absolutely, let him know, 100%. Yeah, you already know what it is, Charles. You already know. Lucas Solomon, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through as well. My guy, I'm sure you already hit the like button, but hey, be sure to do it if you have not done so anyway, Lucas. Anyway, appreciate you coming through. That's one of my longtime subscribers right there, Lucas Holman, guys. One of my longtime subscribers and one of the first ones that was ever subscribed to my channel. So, Lucas, for the past 2-3 years, my guy, appreciate you for coming through for a long time coming. Then some live stream broadcasts up shortly. Please stand by. Hey, Charles Adderley, you're trying to make like one of those like ads. He's like, please stand by for one to go like the beep. Hey, Charles, it's all good though, my guy. I'm just messing around with you. So I saw that you had a couple bowling matches on Snap. Yeah, I've had 3 so far, Lucas. 3 in 1 week at that. 3 bowling matches in 4 days between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thursday was the only day that I had off from bowling. And you also asked on here what I averaged. So going into, I'm trying to think here. Going into Friday's match, Lucas, I was averaging about a 209, 210. And then on Friday's match, it didn't really go so hot for me. It was better than my average last year, but it wasn't up to expectations on what I had based on how the first 2 matches went. So I only ended up averaging 180, which gave my average a bit of a dip. But at the end of the day, I'm still averaging 200 going into our next match, which is on Monday at home. Hope I skipped one. think it's actually been 3.5 years. Hey, Lucas, time's flying by. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Time's flying by, though, my guy. So I understand. So what up, Lucas, and Merry Christmas to all. Yeah, guys. Hope you got. Wishing you guys a early Merry Christmas and a happy holidays as well. Hopefully you guys have a Merry Christmas early on. If I'm not sure how many more of these play-by-plays I'm going to be doing before Christmas, but at the end of the day, if I don't get the opportunity to do a lot or if I forget, Merry early Christmas to all you guys, and hopefully you guys have a blessed time with your families. So, UMC, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hey, you already know, Lucas, you already know. But, guys, we're going to go ahead and roll through the injury report for both sides here before the game starts. So, without further delay, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, there's actually a lot of players hurt on the Charlotte Hornets side. And in addition to that, a lot of key players, too, for the Charlotte Hornets that are missing, if I can ever find the injury report here. I think if I just go to injuries, I think I should be able to find it. What? This doesn't even make sense. Where's their injury report? I have no idea where this team's injury report is. Where is this team's injury report? Hang on, guys. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. In the meantime, guys, your starting five is coming in for both teams right now. For the Philadelphia 76ers is Tyrese Maxey, DeAnthony Melton, Nico Batum, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. For the Charlotte Hornets is Terry Rozier, the rookie out of Alabama, Brandon Miller, Bryce McGowan, Miles Bridges, and Nick Richards. Coming to you guys live from Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the Charlotte Hornets. As this game is just about to get underway here, ladies and gentlemen. But obviously, as you guys could probably tell, though, LaMelo Ball is not available. Gordon Hayward's not available, and there's so much more as the tip is underway, and Embiid wins the tip, and here we go from the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. As Max sees the ball, gets over to Nico Batum, lobbing it up to Embiid. Embiid does not get fouled, but the ball will go out of bounds off of the hands of a Charlotte Hornet. So we'll stay 76ers ball early on to start this game. As early on, he gets stripped from number 24 as the inbound pass is in already for the Sixers. Embiid spinning around Nick Richards. And Embiid steps, he might have stepped out of bounds, but regardless, he is fouled on the play by the Charlotte Hornets here. So another inbound pass will be coming here for the Sixers. As the inbound pass is in from Melton to Harris, back to Melton, over to Embiid. Embiid looking, guarded by Richards. Embiid dancing and a fadeaway on 1 for 2, and it's good for Joel Embiid. Let's go. Great start from the big man. As here we go. Here's Nick Richards with the ball. Gets it over to the rookie out of Alabama, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller looking, kicking it out to, I do believe that's Rozier in the corner for 3. That's no good. Going to be rebounded here by Tobias Harris. Harris with the ball, gets it to Melton. Melton guarded by Rozier, out to Harris. Harris the pump fake, out to Embiid. Embiid looking for 3, now comes inside the mid-range. Embiid pulling up for 2, and it's good for Joel Embiid. Right from the free throw line. Here we go. Here's Brandon Miller, I do believe, with the ball. Brandon Miller spinning. Brandon Miller around the screen, pulls up on this 1 for 2. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Embiid, and Embiid's taking it down the floor. On the pass to Maxey. Maxey thinking about 3 from the wing, and it's off the back of the rim and missed. Rebounded once again here by, I do believe, Brandon Miller on the defensive rebound. Brandon Miller with the ball. Looking. Finds Miles Bridges. Bridges is going to have that rolled, but it's going to go right over to Bryce McGowan, who gets the bucket and one. Looking for a chance at a three-point play to begin this game for the Charlotte Hornets. Foul will be called on Joel Embiid. It actually should have been a kicked ball, actually, by Tobias Harris. So that actually should have been an inbound pass. The officials missed the call right there. As Bryce McGowan does make the free throw, so only puts the Hornets down by 1 point early on, with Maxey bringing the ball down the floor. Maxey finds Nico Batum. Batum, guarded by McGowan, gets it over to Embiid in the paint, and it's too easy for Joel Embiid. They don't have anybody here that can guard Joel so far. Here we are. It's Terry Rozier with the ball. Rozier looking for his options. Rozier kicking it out to the rookie, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, guarded by Maxey, gets it over to Rozier. Rozier looking. Rozier still looking. Rozier kicking it out to, I do believe that's Brandon Miller in the corner for three. It's no good. Going to be rebounded by Embiid. Here we go again with Embiid down the floor. And Embiid driving. Embiid fading away on 1 for 2. And it's good for Joel Embiid again. Joel Embiid is unstoppable. There's a reason why he won the MVP last year, and he's repeating it this year, the way he's playing right now. And no, I do not care about what Jokic has to say about his stupid triple-doubles. I do not care. As Brandon Miller has the ball, gets it over to Miles Bridges. Bridges looking. Bridges guarded by Harris. Bridges going to pull up on 1 for 3. No good from the wing as Joel Embiid gets the rebound. Embiid with the ball. Embiid going to pull up on 1 from 2 for the free throw line. No good. Going to be rebounding here by Bryce McGowan. McGowan's with the ball. Looking. Going to drive. McGowan's going to pull up on this 1 for 2. No good. Going to be rebounded by Embiid. He'll get it over to Maxey. Maxey going to drive to the basket. Tries kicking it out over towards Nico Batum, but cannot. But it turns out that the Hornets did touch it last, and it will stay 76ers basketball. Joel Embiid is on fire here to begin the first quarter. Melton in the corner for 3, right off the inbound. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Miles Bridges right under the basket. Bridges with the ball at the top of the key. Bridges guarded by Harris. Bridges looking. Bridges still looking. Finding an option. Finds Nick Richards. Richards finds Terry Rozier. Rozier finds Nick Richards. And the ball is loose. And Melton picks it up and finds Embiid. Over to Maxey. To Harris in the corner for 3. No good. Going to be rebounding here by Miles Bridges again. But Melton takes it right away. He says, give me that. Melton's going to be called for the charge as Bryce McGowan takes it. Come on, Melton. You got to be better than that. Let's go. As Terry Rozier was trying to look for Miles Bridges, it will go out of bounds, but it will stay with the Hornets with 15 seconds on the shot clock. As the inbound pass is in for Bryce McGowan. Looks like it was a kick ball by the Sixers. But McGowan's inbounds it again. This time into Terry Rozier. Rozier guarded by Nico Batum. Gets out to McGowan's. McGowan's going to drive. McGowan's looking for the layup. Denied by Embiid. So get that out of here. Embiid finds Melton. Melton looking. Going to his left. Melton finds Harris. Harris going to go in the paint. Harris going to go out of the paint. Guarded by the rookie Miller. Harris going to drive. Harris in the lane for the layup for 2, and it's good. Let's go. A 10-3 start here for your Philadelphia 76ers to start this game off. As Miller gets it over to Terry Rozier, over to Miles Bridges. Bridges looking, going to his left, gets it out to the rookie Miller. Miller going to pull up on this 1 for 2, and it's off. Rebounded by Maxey in the paint. Maxey gets it to Harris. Harris pulling up for 3, and it's good for Tobias Harris. Or excuse me, that's going to be a long 2 for Toby. And this should be a timeout here called by Charlotte. But what a start here early on from your Philadelphia 76ers, taking a 12-3 lead. Despite no three-pointers, the 76ers are still finding a way to dominate, leading 12-3 with 7 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. What a start. That's a beautiful start right there. Happy holidays to all. Much blessings and favor. Hey, Charles, we appreciate that, my guy. We all appreciate that. Terry Rozier is averaging 24 on the year. Could he be an all-star? I think there's a lot of players that are really going to get in Terry Rozier's way. Like, we're talking the Joel Embiids of the world. We're talking the Giannis Antetokounmpos of the world. We're talking the Jason Tatums of the world. We're talking the Jaylen Browns of the world. I'm trying to think of point guards here. But anyway, these are the guys that we're talking about for, like, all-star caliber level. That's what we're talking about, specifically. I mean, there's a chance. I mean, if he could just get his numbers up a little bit more, he might have a shot, realistically. So I'm absolutely in agreement with your great perspective. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if Terry Rozier has the potential of becoming an all-star. I mean, if he gets his numbers up a little bit, he's got a chance. But again, you got to compete with some of these starters that are in the league right now, because a lot of these players that end up in the All-Star game are in starting lineups for a lot of star caliber teams. So calm down, Sixers. Yeah, the Sixers are not coming down tonight. They'll calm down probably by the fourth quarter, and then Embiid will probably get more time to rest. But this is fun basketball right now. Man, at least I'm not complaining. Where is the Hornets injury report, though? That's what I would like to know. So injuries for the Charlotte Hornets consisted of Gordon Hayward with an illness, Cody Martin with a knee, Frank Nidolinko with a lower leg, PJ Washington with the shoulder, Mark Williams with the back, and then LaMelo Ball, I know, is also ruled out for this game. As the game is back on here with Rozier with the ball, Rozier going to pull up on this one for 2. It's no good, and then Embiid says, give me the rebound. Give me the rebound, boy. Here comes Embiid in the lane, gets it over to Harris. Harris is going to throw it down with 2 grown man hands for the jam. Right under the basket, Tobias Harris. Great setup by Embiid. Here's Brandon Miller with the ball. Brandon Miller going to his right. Brandon Miller driving. Brandon Miller, the rookie out of Alabama, in the lane for 2, and it's good for Brandon Miller. Here we go. Here's Embiid with the ball. Embiid looking. Embiid going to drive. Embiid going up for 2. No good. And the foul will be called here on the Charlotte Hornets center for tonight's game, Nick Richards. So Embiid will go to the line here to shoot 2. And looks to give the 76ers a 12-point lead here over the Charlotte Hornets. First one at the line for Joel Embiid is good. As we have Nathan Mensah entering the game here for Nick Richards at center. So Nick Richards will head over to the bench. Embiid leads the NBA in points per game with 33.8 points per game that he is averaging. Second one at the line is good for Joel Embiid. Embiid is off to a phenomenal start, pleading his case. Here we go with Terry Rozier with the ball. Rozier gets it over to Brandon Miller. Back over to Rozier for three. It's no good. Nico Batum gets the rebound. Now here comes Melton. As we do have a foul here, a personal foul that is on number 3 here, Terry Rozier. D'Anthony Melton to inbound here for the Sixers. Gets it into Joel Embiid. Back over to Melton. Melton guarded by the rookie Miller. Finds Maxey just barely. Gets it over to Embiid. Back to Maxey, who pulls up in the paint for 2, and it's good for Tyrese Maxey. From the right side of the basket. In the paint. Beautiful mid-range jumper by Tyrese. As Bryce McGowan has the ball. It's over to 21 here. I do believe that is JT Thor. I think. And now Brandon Miller has the ball. Brandon Miller going to pull up on this one for 2. No good. And Embiid gets the rebound. Embiid's going to find Batum. Back to Embiid. Embiid in the lane. And he will be fouled and will head to the line once again to shoot 2 more free throws. I do believe he should be entering this game. Or rather, he should be going to the line. As it looks like Patrick Beverley is going to check into the game here in replacement for Tyrese Maxey. Give Tyrese Maxey some rest here early on. There we go. Patrick Beverley here to do the inbound. So Embiid does not get the shooting foul, as it was a foul on the floor. But Embiid trying to drive to the basket absolutely just stiff arms one of the Hornets defenders. So it's going to be an offensive foul here on Joel Embiid. And it will go with the Charlotte Hornets now. That was Mensah. As Ish Smith also enters the game here for the Charlotte Hornets in replacement for Terry Rozier. Ish Smith gets it over to Brandon Miller, over to JT Thor. Thor gets it over to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller guarded by Tobias Harris. Brandon Miller trying to get over to 31. That's taken away by Embiid. Here comes Joel. And Joel's going to have that plucked out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Sixers. Nathan Mensah was the one trying to chase down Joel Embiid. He can't chase down Joel. Not in a million years if he tried. As Beverly inbounds it here to Tobias Harris. Harris pulling up on this one for 2. No good. And it's going to be, I do believe that's Nathan Mensah with the rebound as he gets it over to Ish Smith. Over to JT Thor at the top of the key for 3. That's airballed. But then it's going to be off the glass here for Nathan Mensah, as he makes the 2-point shot from just right underneath the basket. 19-7 is still your score, though, in favor of your 76ers. Embiid with the ball here for Philly. Fades away on 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And it's good for Joel Embiid. Here we go. There's number 14 with the ball here. Gets it over to Nathan Mensah. Mensah gets it over to the rookie Miller. Miller going to pull up on this one for 2, and he's going to be fouled here by the Sixers. It's going to be a shooting foul here on Patrick Beverley. As it looks like we're going to have Kelly Oubre Jr. checking into this game here for the 76ers in replacement here for Nico Batum. Brandon Miller able to make both free throws at the line. Speaking of Brandon Miller, he's averaging 15 points per game this season for the Charlotte Hornets right now. As Tobias Harris has the ball, gets over to Kelly Oubre, over to Melton. Melton, the 3 ball. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges getting it over to number 14. 14 looking. Or excuse me, that's 24. That is Brandon Miller. And Miles Bridges is going to come into the paint for the layup, and that's good for Miles Bridges. Embiid with the ball in the paint, kicking out to Pat Bev at the wing for three. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Nathan Mensah. As he gets it over to Miles Bridges. Bridges looking. Bridges going to get it over to JT Thor. Thor going to kick it out. All the way out to Brandon Miller. Back over to JT Thor. Thor in the lane with a wide open running lane. He had an airplane lane coming in for a landing, and coming through for the jam is JT Thor. As Beverly gets it over to Joel Embiid off the glass, and it's good for Joel Embiid by a landslide. It's too easy for Joel. You can't guard him, can't stop him. Ish Smith with the ball, gets it out there to Brandon Miller, back over to Ish Smith. Ish Smith looking, kicking it out to JT Thor at the corner for three. No good. Loose ball. Picked up by the Hornets. Mensah picks it up over to Brandon Miller, over to Miles Bridges, over to JT Thor, trying to hit it off the glass. No good. Could be rebounded here by Patrick Beverly. Beverly gets it over to Kelly Oubre, back to Beverly, over to Embiid. Embiid at the top of the key for three. No good. Could be rebounded here by Miles, or rather that's Brandon Miller. Gets it over to Miles Bridges. Bridges trying to lay it up for two. Embiid trying to get it back. It's still denied. It goes out of bounds. Or rather, it is a loose ball foul here on JT Thor. So it'll be a timeout called by Nick Nurse's squad. Yeah, guys, regardless, though, this is a great start for the Sixers. It's a very heavy rain and strong winds in Nassau, Bahamas tonight. Hey, Charles, man, stay safe, my guy. Hopefully nothing goes out or nothing happens, all right? As MC says right there. It says MC, thanks. It's a low-pressure system coming from Florida, USA. Enjoying the weather with pizza and listening to BLSG. I'll stay and play-by-play of the game. Hey, Charles, I appreciate that. MC said, BLS great, enjoy your pizza. Hey, MC, I appreciate that. As Charles said, absolutely. Charles Adderley says to the chat, how many games will the Sixers win this season in your opinion? Guys, go ahead and drop your guesses down below into the comments section. Or rather into the chat that I should say. Go ahead and drop your thoughts down below in the chat. And speaking of the chat, we got another new viewer up in here, Dorico Chapman. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for coming through. It's a great sports show. Hey, Dorico, I appreciate that, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so, Dorico. And also, since you are a new viewer, Dorico, and if you like what you see here, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well so you can stay up to date with all the up-and-coming content going forward, as well as the recent ones that I've been putting up. Appreciate you for coming through, Dorico, checking out the channel. Appreciate that. Trying to continue to increase the YouTube community. Said ESPN give this kid a sports show. Imagine the scenes if that actually happened. Start contacting the company. Dorico, a lot of people have said that to me, honestly, that I need like a big time show on like ESPN or something like that. So just a way of really like, getting my voice out there, you know what I mean? But it all starts kind of with this, and then going forward, take it from there. As the first one at the line is good here for Philadelphia, that is Patrick Beverley shooting the free throw. Patrick Beverley makes both at the line here for the Sixers. Here we go. Here's Ish Smith with the ball. Ish Smith guarded by Tyrese Maxey. Ish Smith looking, still dancing. Ish Smith up the baseline. Ish Smith out to JT Thor. Thor over towards Terry Rozier. Rozier over to Miles Bridges at the wing for three. No good. And Embiid says, give me the rebound. Right in the paint. Now he gives it over to Maxey, and Maxey will take it slowly down the floor because there's no need to rush whatsoever. Maxey with the ball at the top of the key. Guarded by Ish Smith, gets over to Embiid. Embiid pump faking. Embiid pulling up from the free throw line, and it's good for Joel Hans Embiid. That's a grown man in the first quarter. It's the reason why he averages a double-double in the season. Rozier out to JT Thor over to Ish Smith. Ish Smith out to Rozier again. It's over to JT Thor who shoots it, but it will be a foul on Tyrese Maxey for colliding with Terry Rozier. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, it's still been a dominating performance here from the Philadelphia 76ers. Here we go. Ish Smith inbounds it here to Terry Rozier. Rozier in the paint. Rozier looking, kicking it out over to Ish Smith, pulling up on this one for two. No good. And Embiid says, give me that rebound once again. How many times could Joel Embiid get these rebounds? As he gets it over to Maxey. Maxey going to drive over to Dubu. That's Marcus Morris Sr., who just checked into the game for Philly and puts in a two-pointer right there to give the Sixers a 29-13 lead. As Bridges gets it over to Rozier, over to Ish Smith with the floater for two, and it's good for Ish Smith. Here we go. There's Maxey with the ball, driving, pulling up on a mid-range jumper for two, and you best believe it's good for Tyrese Maxey all day, every day of the week. I can see that happening in my sleep right now. As Terry Rozier has the ball. Rozier coming on the inside. Rozier in the paint, pulling up on this one for two, and it's good for Terry Rozier. As Maxey lets the ball roll. Does not let the clock start to resume yet. Now lets it start. Here we go, though. Maxey going to his left. Maxey finds Embiid. Embiid from the free throw line once again. Joel Hans Embiid is a grown man for all eternity with the full court here from Charlotte. No good whatsoever. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter with the Sixers in dominating fashion, beating those Charlotte Hornets right now by almost double the points here at the end of the first quarter by a score of 33-17 as we head to the second quarter with the Philadelphia 76ers up by 16 points. There we go, Sixers. Way to pick it up right where we left off. Picking up where we left off from last night. That's what I like to see right there. And especially in my first game back in about 2 weeks, I'm taking that all day long. As Charles says, Dorigo Chapman, on behalf of Beal and the entire chat family, welcome. Much appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate you for coming through, Dorico. We appreciate that. My opinion, the Sixers will finish this season 56-26 on the season. Hey, I mean, I could see that. I'll tell you one thing, though. Nick Nurse is going to be able to win a lot of these close games, if you think about it. He's going to be able to win a lot of these close games, though, Charles Adderley, so do not be surprised if it's like slightly more, or maybe there's a couple games where the Sixers go into a slump, which I hope does not happen. So maybe it's a little more, a little less, but I can definitely see that happening. Said Dorico, exactly. This kid rocks. Yeah, you already know it is, MC. You already know. Embiid absolutely dominating at the end of the first quarter. Absolute dominance. Already has 18 points and 9 rebounds. Joel B almost has a double-double at the end of the first quarter. And B could very well have a triple-double at the end of this game if he gets those assist numbers up. Joel Embiid. Almost with a double-double at the end of the first quarter. Here we go. As the second quarter is underway here between the 76ers and the Hornets. Terry Rozier with the ball, going to kick it out over towards Brandon Miller at the wing for three, no good. Going to be rebounded here by Marcus Morris. As he'll get it over to Tyrese Maxey, who checks back into the game. And we'll run with the bench unit. Maxey with the ball, gets over to Morris. Morris guarded by Miles Bridges, gets it over to Kelly Oubre Jr. Backing in towards Rozier. Oubre pulling up on this one for two, no good. Going to be rebounding here by Miles Bridges. As Rozier has the ball here, gets way around Kelly Oubre. And this is going to be an illegal screen here on number 31 here for the Charlotte Hornets. Number 31 here being Nathan Mensah. He will be called for the illegal screen as he absolutely boxed out Kelly Oubre like there's no tomorrow. Here we are as Maxey with the ball. Gets over to Paul Reed. Paul Reed pulling up on this one for two. And it's good for B-ball. Paul coming out the mud is Paul Reed. Here we go. Rozier gets it over to Brandon Miller, over to Miles Bridges. Back to Rozier. Rozier coming inside. Rozier coming in. Stands in the paint. Out to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller looking. Kicking out to Bridges. Bridges going to drive against Covington. And gets right by Robert Covington, making that look like child's play against a veteran in this league in Rocco as Morris shoots a three, which comes up short, and it's going to be rebounded by Bridges. Miles Bridges brings it down the floor, gets it over to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller going to drive. Brandon Miller having a scuffle here with B-ball Paul. And this will not be a jump ball. I do believe it's going to be a foul called on Paul Reed. Actually, it is going to be a jump ball here between Paul Reed and it looks like Brandon Miller too. So the young backup center against the rookie from Alabama in the jump ball. As Paul Reed gets it up there and is able to win the tip here into the hands of Kelly Oubre Jr. And we'll get it over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey with the ball here, looking, fires up a three, and it's good for Tyrese. The Mad Max is out and he's angry. He's ready to play. Here we go. Brandon Miller with the ball, gets it over to number 8. Number 8 going to shoot a three on this one. It's no good. Going to be rebounded here by Paul Reed. And we'll get it over to Maxey as he taps Marcus Morris on the back. Maxey looking. Maxey guarded by Miles Bridges, pulling up a three. And it's good for Tyrese Maxey. 2 straight threes in a row. And the Sixers still continuing to dominate. Timeout called here by the Charlotte Hornets. And boy, it's getting pretty ugly early on here for Charlotte here in this one. Back-to-back threes put up by Tyrese Maxey. And you got to love both that Tyrese decided to put up and help the squad. You got to love it. Let's go. Tyrese Maxey with 10 points right now, as well as a rebound and 4 assists. 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range. You got to love it. Number 8 for the Charlotte Hornets, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is Nick Smith Jr. MCBO will rock you. Saturday Night Live's NBA action turned up. You already know, Charles. You already know how it is. No stopping the 76ers now. They're on the move. Absolutely. They're here to win a game. And they should know that your boy is live streaming tonight, so you already know they gotta win. You already know they have to. Absolutely they do. They want me back so fans can stop having a heart attack every game. That's why they want me back. So we don't have to have all these heart attack games and not allow people to go on life support every game. Unless if it's the Eagles. The Eagles will always put everybody on life support. Also, if they're getting blown out by the Cowboys and the Niners, which I absolutely hated both those losses so bad. But so far, for the 76ers' sake, this is a whooping so far. Despite not shooting the ball well from 3, only shooting the ball 3 for 10. They've dominated from the field so far, shooting 17 of 28. They've shot about 61% from the field. There you go. Here's Nick Smith with the ball. Gets it over to Terry Rozier for 2. No good. Rebounded by Paul Reed for the moment. It was picked up by Rozier, but he just kept it in play, but right into the hands of Tyrese Maxey. He gets over to Kelly Oubre, shooting at the wing for 3. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Miles Bridges, who gets over to the rookie Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller out to Terry Rozier, the veteran, for 3. And he'll not get it to fall. It's going to be rebounded here by Kelly Oubre. Oubre with the ball, coming inside, going up for 2. And he's going to be called for a charge. And we're going to go the other way with it. As unfortunate as it is for the veteran who used to be on this team, I do believe, in Kelly Oubre Jr. I do believe he was a Charlotte Hornet before coming to the Sixers. Terry Rozier going to his right. Looks like we do have a foul here on Kelly Oubre once again. Actually, that is the first foul on Kelly Oubre, now that I think about it. As the inbound passes into the veteran Terry Rozier. He gets over to Brandon Miller, facing the veteran Robert Covington. Going to his right, pulling up on this one for 2 from long range. And it's good for Charlotte right there on that one. As Maxey's the ball gets over to Morris, back to Maxey. Maxey going to spin. Gets over to Morris. Morris at the top of the key. Morris over to Maxey. Maxey looking, kicking out to Morris. Morris going to drive now. Thought about 3, now thinks 2. Commits to it, and Kelly Oubre throws it down. Oh my goodness. Kelly Oubre says, get out of my way. As Miles Bridges has that block by Robert Covington, the ball's loose. Covington picks it up into the hands of Maxey. Maxey guarded by Nick Smith. Maxey going to try to be careful not to go in the backcourt. Maxey looking. Maxey the step back 3. Gets it to fall. And the coaches are not happy about it. Neither is the entire bench. And Maxey wants to know where the foul's at. I'm actually wanting to know this a little bit too. I'm not sure what they were calling. I don't think there was a charge involved because nobody fell. I'm not sure in what way this is an offensive foul, and I'm not sure if Nick Nurse is going to challenge this or not. Neil Bunyan cliffhanger ending games. You already know, Charles. You already know, my guy. Oh, and not to mention that in the first quarter, Joel Embiid obviously had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block each. But not to mention, in addition to that, he outscored the entire Charlotte Hornets team in the first quarter. Joel Embiid is unstoppable. I don't care what anybody says. Say what you want, NBA fans. Oh, Nikola Jokic, he's got all these triple doubles. But guess what? Jokic was averaging a triple double last year, and what happened? Who got the MVP? That's right, Joel Embiid did. Joel Embiid did. Where's all that Jokic hype that y'all were talking about? Where's it at? Huh? Where's it at? Nice and quiet, just the way I like it. And hold up, do I hear something? Oh yeah, that's right. That's everybody saying. That's everyone saying that Joel Embiid's the MVP. And Jokic went from here, and he took a dive downhill. Embiid is so dominant. I don't care what anybody says. I want to know where this offensive foul's at. I would love to know. Oh, for crying out loud, was that because he just barely scraped Nick Smith Jr.? Oh, come on. Oh, unless if it did count. They might count that, actually. So it looks like it actually did count, as they did change the call to 3 official points, with Maxey making the 25-point jumper. And now we do have a foul here on Kelly Oubre, who collided with one of the Charlotte Hornets players. And boy, his eye is hurting right now. Brandon Miller goes out of the game, and coming in for him is Bryce McGowan's. JT Thor enters the game for Terry Rozier, and Ish Smith enters the game for Miles Bridges. Is that Brandon Miller going to the locker room? That must have been who Kelly Oubre collided with, as Ish Smith gets the hook shot to go in up and off the glass. Here we go. There's Maxey with the ball here for the Sixers. Maxey looking, coming in the paint. Maxey going to drive to the basket. Can't get the ball. But Reed comes through in the paint and throws it down with 2 grown men hands. B-ball Paul coming out the mud and throwing down a jackhammer with 2 grown man hands for the jam. As Ish Smith has the ball. Ish Smith getting it over to Miles Bridges for 2, and he gets it to fall. 48-26 is your score. Maxey try to get it over to Paul Reed. Paul Reed does pick it up. Gets it over to Robert Covington. Over to Maxey, who does a step back three at the top of the key. It's no good. Rebounded here by JT Thor, who will now get into the hands of Bryce McGowans. McGowans with the ball. As McGowans tries to drive, it's going to be a foul call here on. Looks like it's going to be a foul called here on Paul Reed. It looks like DeAnthony Melton's going to enter the game here for Kelly Oubre Jr. and Joel Embiid's going to get right back into the game to sub in for Paul Reed. As the first one is no good at the line here for Bryce McGowans. Good work so far, though, from B-Ball Paul, despite getting a couple foul calls. Second one at the line is good here for Bryce McGowans, I do believe, is the one at the line. As Melton has the ball, gets it over to Maxey. As Maxey brings it down the floor. Maxey gets it over to Melton, over to Morris. Morris backing into McGowans, gets it out to Maxey, back to Morris. Morris backing in still. Morris going to fade away on this one for two. No good. Going to be rebounding here by Nick Richards over Robert Covington. As Ish Smith has the ball. Is that Ish Smith or Nick Smith? But now Nick Smith has the ball here for the Hornets. Gets it over to Ish Smith. Smith with the ball. Ish Smith going to fade away on this one for two. It's no good. Going to be rebounded here by Nick Richards, who lays it up and lays it in right past Joel Embiid. As Maxey's the ball, gets it over to Embiid, and Embiid going to pull it from about the free throw line again. More so in the paint, but regardless, he gets it to go. Here we go. Here's Ish Smith with the ball. Ish Smith looking, kicking it out to Nick Smith for three, and it's good for Nick Smith Jr. Sixers so far 4 of 13 from three, while the Hornets are 2 for 15. Maxey with the ball, gets it to Embiid. Embiid gets it over to Maxey, over to Melton, over to Morris, back to Embiid for two, and it's good for Joel Embiid, who gets the lucky roll. With the assist coming from, I do believe that's Marcus Morris. As the layup here for the Hornets is good, and that was Ish Smith as well. Here we go. Here's Maxey with the ball. Maxey looking, finds Embiid. Embiid back to Maxey, who shoots a three, and the Hornets just gave up on that one and gave Maxey all the space in the universe to work with whatsoever. Here we go. Here's Ish Smith with the ball here. Ish Smith around the screen. Ish Smith looking, finds Nick Richards, pulling up on this one for two, and it's good for Nick Richards. Maxey has the ball here for the Sixers, gets it over to Embiid. Embiid getting plucked here by Ish Smith into the hands of Nick Richards, over to Nick Smith Jr. It's over to Bryce McGowans. McGowans up the baseline. Reverse layup is good for Bryce McGowans. And a timeout will be called here by Nick Nurse's squad. 3:16 left to go here in the first half. Still dominant by the Sixers, but the Hornets are looking to make it a bit more competitive here. Still down 17, but still a lot of game left to go. With the Sixers, as of right now, not being able to answer with some of these shots that the Charlotte Hornets are having to offer in the second quarter, later on in the second half of the second quarter right now. MC says in the chat, did everyone hit the like button and share? Guys, if you have not done so, hit the like button on the stream. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And be sure to continue to share this out to other people so we can get more viewers in the chat. As Charles says, no letting up Sixers, stay focused. Hey, you already know, especially to a young Charlotte Hornets squad that does not have a lot of star caliber talent on their team tonight. Specifically, I'm talking about LaMelo Ball. As Nico Batum gets it over to D'Anthony Melton, back to Batum, trying to lob it up to Embiid, who catches it with one hand, and Embiid under the basket for two, which is good. Did he get the and one? So apparently they called this as a shooting foul when Nick Richards went ahead and hit Joel Embiid. And then Embiid saying, he got my head. He got my head, ref. And easily he did. So Joel Embiid's back to the line here to shoot two. Nick Richards going to the bench. Actually, it was an and one opportunity here for Joel Embiid, as the basket did count, and one here for Joel, making it a 58-38 76ers lead. Bryce McGowan's with the ball, gets served to Terry Rozier. Rozier going to his right. Rozier going to fade away on this one for two from the free throw line, and it's good. $58-40 is the score. Harris with the ball, gets over to Nico Batum. Batum over to Melton, gets it over to Embiid. Embiid in the paint, and it's too easy for the Sixers. And Rozier going to pull up on this one from inside three-point range, just barely, but it is good right there for the veteran Terry Rozier. Here we go. Maxey with the ball, gets served to Tobias Harris. Harris looking, guarded here by Miles Bridges, gets it over to D'Anthony Melton. Melton with the ball over to Harris. Harris finds Maxey. Maxey, the three-point shot, and it's good for Tyrese Maxey. Let's go. Big shot from the Mad Max. As Bridges has the ball, gets it over to Bryce McGowan's, over to Terry Rozier with another shot. Way off the mark. And rebounded by Joel Embiid. He'll get it over to Tyrese Maxey, who lays it up on a floater and puts it in. Let's go. Atta boy, Tyrese. McDowell's with the ball, denied by Embiid. So get that weak stuff out of here. Harris with the ball, out to Batum, to Maxey. Maxey, the sidestep to Melton at the top of the game for three. And that goes for D'Anthony Melton. Here we go with Rozier with the ball. Rozier looking, kicking it out to Miles Bridges. Bridges going to drive with the floater for two, and it's no good. Rebounded by Melton. Gets it over to Harris. Harris driving. And this will be a foul called here on Charlotte. We have a foul called on Terry Rozier, the veteran here for the Hornets. So Tobias Harris will go to the line here, shoot two free throws. Under a minute left to play here in the first half, I should say. As the first one on the line for Tobias Harris is good. Looks like this is going to be another game where we're gonna probably be sitting Joel Embiid the entire fourth quarter, it looks like. Being this game by 28 points, I love it so far. Second one at the line is good for Tobias Harris. As you see, LaMelo Ball, Cody Martin, and all the unavailable Hornets on the bench. As Terry Rozier has the ball here for the Hornets. Rozier looking, faking the step back. It's over to Bridges. Bridges with the layup, can't get to fall. Going to be a foul called here on Nico Batum. Tyrese Maxey with 21 points for the Sixers. As the first half gets about ready to come to a close, as the first free throw at the line is good for Miles Bridges. And Embiid already with a double-double here in the first half. You got to love what Joel Embiid's providing you with right now. So hopefully we get B-Ball Paul a lot of run here in the fourth quarter especially. Second one at the line is also good here for Miles Bridges. Here we go. Here's Maxey with the ball. Gets over to Melton. Gets over to Maxey. Over to Harris. Over to Batum in the corner for three. And it's good for Nico Batum. Time winds down here. Rozier with the ball. Rozier looking. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges, the three ball. No good. And that is how the first half will close as the clock expires with the 76ers in dominating fashion, leading the Charlotte Hornets right now by 29 points by a score of 73-44. As ladies and gents, on that note, we have officially went ahead and have approached halftime here in this game. Go ahead and change the scoreboard real quick. I mean, that was a bit of a better quarter for the Hornets, but yet again, the Sixers are just dominating. Just dominated the entire first half, I should say. They just had no business to fool around whatsoever. They had no time to mess around. They said, let's go to work. As Charles says, MC, let them know, family. Yeah, guys, be sure to go ahead and support the show by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel and sharing this out with other people that do not usually view this channel. Be sure to go ahead and share this out as well as the other two that I just said and hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. But on that note, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and go over the first half stats here, and then we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break here like we always do. Starting off on the Philadelphia 76ers side, Joel Embiid, once again, continuing to dominate here for the Philadelphia 76ers, as he has officially put up a double-double in the first half of 25 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, as well as a steal and 2 blocks. Tyrese Maxey also doing business here, helping out his man Joel Embiid, being the number 2 option so far, with 21 points, a rebound, 6 assists, and a steal. Then following that up is Tobias Harris, finishing the first half with 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Then following that up off the bench is Paul Reed, finishing the first half with 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a block. And following that up is Nico Batum, finishing the first half with 3 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. Following that up is DeAnthony Melton with 3 points, a rebound, an assist, and 2 steals. DeAnthony Melton playing some pretty nice defense tonight. Marcus Morris finishing the first half with 2 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Patrick Beverley with 2 points and an assist. And then Kelly Oubre Jr. closing it out on the 76ers side, finishing the first half with just 2 points and 3 rebounds in just 10 minutes of run to end off the first half stats here for your Philadelphia 76ers. Now over to the Charlotte Hornets side, as the rookie out of Alabama, Brandon Miller, leading the Charlotte Hornets right now with 7 points, a rebound, and 3 assists, as well as a block. Miles Bridges then following it up with 6 points and 6 rebounds. Terry Rozier following it up with 6 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Bryce McGowan's following it up with 6 points and a rebound. Ish Smith off the bench following it up with 6 points, 3 assists, and a steal. Then following that up is Nick Smith Jr. finishing the first half with 5 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Then Nick Richards in the starting lineup finishing the first half with 4 points and 3 rebounds as well as a block. Then JT Thorpe finishing the first half with 2 points and a rebound. And then, I always forget one guy's name at least. Nathan Mensah closing it out for the Charlotte Hornets side, finishing the first half with 2 points and 5 rebounds. Or rather, 2 points and 6 rebounds, I should say. To end off the first half stats here for the Charlotte Hornets. Now over to the team stats now, as the Philadelphia 76ers shot the ball at the first, as I should say, the Philadelphia 76ers ended up shooting the ball 64.4% at the end of the first half from the field to the Charlotte Hornets 36.7%. The Philadelphia 76ers are shooting the ball 47.1% from three-point range to the Charlotte Hornets 11.8%. The Philadelphia 76ers are a perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line to the Charlotte Hornets 85.7%, shooting 6 of 7. The Philadelphia 76ers are out-rebounding the Charlotte Hornets right now 22-20. However, when it comes to the offensive rebounds, the Charlotte Hornets have the advantage in that category 7-2. The Philadelphia 76ers have out-assisted the Charlotte Hornets at the end of the first half 16-8. The Sixers are also being given the advantage in steals right now over the Charlotte Hornets 4-1. Same thing going in blocks in favor of the 76ers 4-2. The Sixers also in favor of, in terms of the turnover battle against the Charlotte Hornets 5-4. In terms of points in the paint, the 76ers also lead in that category 32-26. And then a total of 18 personal fouls called, 10 called on the Philadelphia 76ers, and 8 fouls called on the Charlotte Hornets. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, that is how the first half stats go ahead and come to a close. Asia Roberson, what's going on? Asia, appreciate you for coming through. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through the stream, as we're going to go ahead and take the halftime break like we always do, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all pretty much know how this works, except for the one guy that was still in here, forgetting his name already, Dorico Chapman, if he's still up here. Appreciate you again for coming through, Dorico. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, my guy. But for anyone that does not know how this works, go simply get a snack, get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you guys need to do in order to get ready for the second half of this game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Charlotte Hornets. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I will see y'all back here for the second half. Alright guys, I am back here ready to go for the second half. As the second half is already underway. Again, your score right now is 73-44 in favor of the Philadelphia 76ers. Bryce McGowan's here to inbound for the Hornets. Inbounds it here to Terry Rozier. Rozier looking, trying to find Nick Richards, and that slips right through the hands. And into the hands of Tyrese Maxey. Over to Batum. Batum, a three. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Terry Rozier. Rozier with the ball. Gets it over to Dewey. That is Miles Bridges. And he'll get it to fall here for the two-pointer. Here we go. Back to work here for the Sixers as Melton has the ball. Gets over to Batum. Over to Embiid. Embiid going to fade away on this one, and it's no good. Going to be rebounded here by the Hornets. As Bridges has it, gets it over to Rozier. Rozier going to pull up on this one for three. It's no good as it rims out, and it's going to be rebounded here by the Sixers. As Embiid gets it over to Batum. Batum had it for the moment, but lost is it's going to go Hornets basketball. Nick Nurse's squad over the 5-game win streak has really been absolutely incredible. As Brandon Miller has the ball, gets it over to Miles Bridges. Back to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, the rookie, around a screen. Pulling up on this one for a floater. No good. Going to go out of bounds. That's going to go with the Sixers. Sixers ball coming up. And Nico Batum will inbound to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey with the ball goes to his right, trying to get it to Harris. Now gets it to Harris after losing it, then getting it back. He gets it over to Batum, over to Harris. Harris pump faking. Harris in the paint. Harris going to fade away on this one for two. No good. Going to be rebounded here by number 24, Brandon Miller, the rookie out of Alabama. It's Terry Rozier with the ball. Rozier kicking it out to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller, the shot from three, and it's good for Brandon Miller. Rookie out of Alabama getting it to fall. As Maxey has the ball here for the Sixers. Maxey around the screen out towards Batum. Batum out to Maxey for three. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Brandon Miller. Slow start for the Sixers here to begin the third quarter. As Bridges has the ball, out to Brandon Miller for three. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Harris. Harris with the ball, gets over to Embiid, back to Harris. Harris going to kick it out towards Melton. Melton wide open for three, and he gets it to fall. There we go. Give us a spark. Let's go. Here we go as Miles Bridges has the ball. It's going to be a kickball here on Tobias Harris. As Terry Rozier grabs his fist a little bit. And Miller trying to inbound it, but can't get it by Melton as he steals it right off the bat and gets over to Harris, as that's good for two. And Terry Rozier is hurt. And the Charlotte Hornets will more than likely take a timeout to go check on their veteran in Terry Rozier. Yeah, guys, let's get right back into the chat here real quick before the commercials come back on. So we left off with Asia saying what's up to me. Appreciate that, Asia. As MC also says what's up to Asia. Merry Christmas. Let's go Sixers. Hey, you already know what it is. As Asia Robertson responds with, hey, MC, thank you. Charles Adderley says, Asia, good night. Season greetings. Much favor for your family. Yeah, guys, the holidays are coming up. So if I forget later on, if I do more of these play-by-plays before the holidays, wishing you guys a Merry Christmas here from your boy. But hey, appreciate all you guys for coming back through and tuning in to the stream tonight. So thank you, Charles, for the season greetings. As Asia Roberson says, what's your opinion on Draymond Green's suspension? I mean, the fact that it was for further notice, just for the fact that he ended up like hitting Yusuf Nurkic like very roughly, even though he didn't mean to. I think it's the right call regardless, but at the end of the day, he did not do it on purpose, though. Like, until further notice, though, I don't really get that if he did it as an accident. I don't really get that whatsoever from what the NBA was looking at. I don't get that. Like, give him a certain amount of games that he's suspended for, but not until further notice. Until further notice just doesn't even make sense. Until further notice would be if he were to do it on purpose instead of on accident. Oh, Embiid elbowed Terry Rozier. I don't think Embiid even saw him, which is why they didn't call a flagrant one on Joel Embiid. So Ish Smith will enter the game for Terry Rozier. And speaking of Ish Smith, he does have the ball right now. Ish Smith going to his left. Ish Smith looking. Finds Brandon Miller, the rookie. Brandon Miller going to lob it up on the alley-oop to Nick Richards, and he'll get to fall here for two here for the Charlotte Hornets. Here we go. As Max with the ball gets over to DeAnthony Melton. Melton going to his right. Melton going to kick it back out to Joel Embiid. Says, give me that with one hand. Embiid going to shoot this one up for two in the paint. And will be fouled as the shot is no good. The foul's going to be called here on Bryce McGowens. But yeah, it looks like Terry Rozier is not in that great of shape right now. First one at the line for Joel Embiid is good. Again, looks like we're going to probably be resting Joel Embiid for the entire fourth quarter. Unbelievable for a center. That's why Embiid's one of the best in the current game of the NBA. Second one at the line is good for Joel Embiid. Let's go. And Ish Smith has the ball, gets over to Brandon Miller, over to Miles Bridges. Bridges looking. Bridges kicks it out to Brandon Miller. Miller still looking, guarded by DeAnthony Melton. Miller stepping through, gets it over to McGowens, over to Richards at the corner for three in the paint. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Tobias Harris. Harris gets it over to Batum, over to Melton, back to Harris. Harris going to drive this time. Going to kick it out to Melton. Melton pump faking. Melton out to Harris. At the wing for three, just about. Going to miss that, and it's going to be rebounded here by Miles Bridges. Bridges with the ball, going to kick it out to Bryce McGowens at the corner for three, and that comes up short. Rebounding here by Melton. As he gets over to Tyrese Maxey, who gets over to Embiid, and Embiid's wide open in the paint. Too easy for Joel Embiid every time. And Ish Smith coming through, gets over to Bryce McGowens, and the layup is good for Bryce McGowens. Still a 29-point game here between the Sixers and the Hornets, 82-53. As Embiid has the ball, gets over to Melton, who pump fakes. Melton, the three ball. A little too strong off the rim. It's going to be rebounded here by Ish Smith. Ish Smith bringing it down the floor, guarded by Melton. Ish Smith around a screen. from Nick Richards. Pulls up on this one for 2. The dunk is missed by Nick Richards, and Tyrese Maxey will pick it up. Maxey with the ball. Over to Melton. Melton the 3 ball. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller. And that one's stripped and picked up by Maxey. Maxey with it. Lays it up. No good. But Harris with the offensive rebound gets it to fall. Let's go, Toby. Let's go, Tobias. There we go. Ish Smith with the ball gets it over to the rookie, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller going to his right. Brandon Miller coming inside, pulling up on this one for 2. No good. Going to be rebounding here by Batum into the hands of Tyrese Maxey. And Maxey with the ball gets over to Embiid. Embiid thinking about going in the paint, now goes in the paint. Embiid looking. Embiid stepping into 1 for 2 from it, just about inside the free throw line. And he gets it to fall with about a 14-foot jumper. And it's an 86-53 lead now for the 76ers. Nick Richards with the ball gets over to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller up the baseline, balancing. As he kicked it out to Bryce McGowens, that's going to be a foul called here on DeAnthony Melton. And Miles Bridges will also check out of the game here for the Charlotte Hornets. And coming in for the Hornets is JT Thor. Here we go. Here's Brandon Miller with the ball. Brandon Miller guarded by Melton gets it over to Ish Smith. Ish Smith with the floater here for 2, and that's airballed. It never made it to the basket, so it's going to be a shot clock violation here on the Charlotte Hornets. At least I think that's what the call is. And it looks like it is a shot clock violation here for the Hornets. As Batum gets it over to Embiid. Embiid looking. Has it tipped and intercepted by Nick Richards. Richards will get it into the hands of Brandon Miller. Miller with the ball, get it over to Bryce McGowens. McGowens in the lane and will throw one down right past DeAnthony Melton. Here we go. With Maxey bringing it down the floor. Maxey going to kick it out to Harris. Harris looking. And it'll be an offensive foul. Here we go. Bryce McGowens with the ball standing at the logo. Gets it over to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller coming inside. Brandon Miller going to throw down a jackhammer with ease. Here we go. Here's Maxey with the ball. Gets it over to Nico Batum. Batum going to find and beat him. What a beautiful pass from Nico Batum. And what a play right there by Joel Embiid to find an open space. But overall, what a great executed play by the 76ers. As Ish Smith has the ball, gets it over to Miller. Brandon Miller putting it up for 2. No good. Nick Richards with the rebound for the moment. But no, it goes into the hands of Nico Batum. And he'll get it over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey going to drive, kick it out to Harris, to Batum, to Embiid. Embiid going to take a 3-point shot off the back of the rim and miss. Going to be rebounding here by, I do believe this is Ish Smith. Smith with the floater over up towards JT Thornton. He can't get it to fall. It's going to be rebounded here by the Sixers. As Embiid has it. Embiid getting around Ish Smith. Embiid now guarded by Nick Richards. Finds Batum. Goes up with it. Can't get it to fall. As it's going to be rebounded here by Bryce McGowens. McGowan's up the baseline, spinning. McGowan's going to fade away on this 1 for 2 from inside the free throw line, and he gets it to fall. And a timeout will be called here by Nick Nurse as his team is getting a little bit sloppy with the way they're playing right now. Despite being up 29 still, they're going to take a timeout regardless because their team should not be putting up just 15 points right now in the third quarter with the way that they played the first 2 quarters, putting up 33 in the first and 40 in the second. That's what coaches do. They actually know how to make adjustments like that. Doc Rivers, take notes. Great for your Eagles tomorrow. First of all, the game for the Eagles is on Monday night against Seattle. Second of all, I'm ready, but I'm kind of not ready. This is a game that I'm going to view as a trap game for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know I did not get a chance to put out my preview yet, but you guys are probably going to more than likely find out why I think this is going to be a trap game for Philly. But I really do think it's going to be a trap game for the Eagles. I really do think so. Said Asia, absolutely. You are more than welcome. Said fly Eagles fly. They better win tomorrow. Again, it's on Monday, not tomorrow. Ryan Rowe, what's going on, my guy? Another one of my longtime supporters, Ryan Rowe. What's going on, Ryan? Appreciate you for coming through. Saying Embiid is playing his best career game. You already know what it is, Ryan. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Appreciate you for coming through the stream as well. As Asia says, Ryan. And he says, what's up, back to Asia. As Charles says, total annihilation by the Sixers. Keep the pressure up. You already know what it is. Nick Nurse actually knows how to coach a team like this, and he wants to continue to coach a team like this. The Sixers knew they were not going to have Doc Rivers sit around forever. Honestly, they were not going to have Doc Rivers stay in their organization for a good time now. But now that they have Nick Nurse, their team looks really smooth right now. I'm not even going to lie. They look really good right now. And I know it's against a garbage team, and I know they don't have all their players. But what difference would it make if they're down 29? What difference would that make? Not going to make that much of a difference, in my opinion. They wouldn't have 88 in the third quarter with 2:36 left to go. It's all right, Asia. You're good. You're good. And Embiid, with this performance tonight, makes it 11 consecutive games with 30-plus points and 10-plus rebounds, I do believe it said, which is the longest consecutive streak in franchise history, as Harris backs it up. Harris is going to fade away on this 1 for 2, and it's good for Tobias Harris. There we go, Toby. Put some shots up. Let's go. Here we go. Here's Ish Smith with the ball. Ish Smith going to his right, guarded by Maxey. Ish Smith directing traffic. Ish Smith gets it over to Miles Bridges. Bridges has that denied by Tobias Harris. It goes out of bounds and is going to go with the 76ers. What a play by Tobias Harris to, first of all, block the shot from Miles Bridges. But second of all, hit it off of Miles Bridges to have it go out of bounds and have it go with the Sixers in terms of possession. As Harris has the ball, gets it over to Patrick Beverley, gets it over to Maxey. Maxey with it, gets it over to Harris. Harris in the lane, guarded by JT Thor. Harris gets it over to Oubre, who throws it down with 2 grown man hands for the jam. And you best believe B-Ball Paul out the mud loves it. Ish Smith with the ball, going to drive, dump it over towards 31 for 2. He can't get the ball, and it's rebounded by Joel Embiid. That was Nathan Mensah again. Embiid with the ball, going to shoot it for 2. And he gets it to go, and 1 for Joel Hans Embiid. It looked like Embiid was going to pull out the thrusters, but Pat Bev told him to settle. And what a whooping this is here tonight in Charlotte. And the three-point play is completed here by Joel Embiid. As Embiid is definitely going to be sitting the entire fourth quarter. What dominance by Joel Embiid for 3 quarters of basketball of 38 points and 13 rebounds. Bridges had it. Allows Pat Bev to trip. And looks like there's going to be a loose ball foul here on Miles Bridges. And Pat Bev was like, yeah, that's what I thought, buddy. What pure dominance here by the 76ers. Beautiful. As Patrick Beverley here will go to the line here to shoot 2 free throws. Also with the 76ers in the bonus right now. First one at the line is good for Patrick Beverley. Not a lot of happy guys right now on the Hornets bench, that's for sure. Second one at the line is missed by Patrick Beverley. Here we go. Here's Ish Smith with the ball. Ish Smith going to float up for 2. No good. And Embiid gets the rebound. Here comes Joel Embiid. And Embiid backing in. And Embiid going to step back on this one for 2 on a fadeaway. And it's good for Joel Embiid. Let's go. Embiid is still dominating. Give that man 40. Give that man a 40 burger. Ish Smith gets out to JT Thor for 2. And it's no good. Rebound here by Embiid, and Embiid will take it down the floor. Gets it over to Maxey, over to Beverley. Beverley back to the outside, out to Embiid, who pump fakes. Embiid in the lane with the finger roll. And it's too easy for Joel Embiid with the driving layup with about 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. What a beautiful job by the Sixers tonight. Just under 20 seconds left to go here. Embiid absolutely dominating this game. 40 points for Joel Embiid in 3 quarters. You got the 76ers fans that are in attendance right now. You got them chanting MVP. Beautiful, what you love to see. What you love to see from your MVP candidate every single year. You love to see it. Embiid playing his tail off out there all day long. And the 76ers are going to start making adjustments now as Jaden Springer's checking into the game. Paul Reed's checking into the game. So Jaden Springer's going in for Patrick Beverley. Paul Reed's going in for Joel Embiid. They're going to start making adjustments now and start sending the cleanup crew out there already. The 76ers just do not stop, ladies and gentlemen. Embiid going to finish his night with the 40-piece. With the 40-piece double. 42 points, actually, for Joel Embiid. With 15 rebounds and 3 assists, as well as a steal and 2 blocks, is how Embiid's going to finish his game. Now we'll see what some of the other role players can do here for the Sixers. With Jaden Springer going into the game. Beverley in the game. Paul Reed in the game. Maxey and Harris are still in. Same thing going towards Kelly Oubre. As Brandon Miller gets it over towards Miles Bridges. Bridges looking. Bridges guarded by Oubre. Bridges pulling one up for three. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Patrick Beverly. And that's how the third quarter comes to a close, with the Philadelphia 76ers continuing to whoop on the Charlotte Hornets right now at the end of three quarters by a score of 100-59. As we go to the fourth quarter here, with this being a whooping in Charlotte by 41 points. Embiid is just phenomenal. He's been phenomenal in this game. So the nurse is providing all the right sieges for the Sixers NBA style. That's facts. This team's on fire, you already know. Are the Flyers still in first place? I think they're third in the Metropolitan Division. Let me look for you, Asia. I want to say they're third in the Metropolitan Division. Yep, third in the Metropolitan Division, and they're leading the Detroit Red Wings right now by a score 1-0 going into the third period. But yeah, the Flyers are in third. As Charles says, the Flyers are in third position with 35 points. He meant in third place. As Agent Robertson says, Sixers fans in Charlotte, they ought to be ashamed of themselves letting the road fans take over their house. Hey, that's what Philly fans do. They're so loyal they go to other arenas to support their team. That's why we have probably the most overpowered fan base in all of sports. As it just says, Charles, what does that mean? Flyers behind two other teams in their division. Exactly. They're third in the Metropolitan Division right now. So Charles, you could have just said that with some laughing emojis. AJ, I got you. As the fourth quarter is underway here, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of the scrubs in here for the 76ers. Not all of them are scrubs, though. And the Charlotte Hornets will start to probably get their scrubs in at some point. As Brandon Miller will look to inbound here. Brandon Miller gets it in here to Miles Bridges, who gets it back to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller coming inside the paint. Brandon Miller backing up now on Robert Covington. Going to shoot a three, and it's no good. Rebounded here by Marcus Morris. Here come the Sixers now as Morris gets it over to Oubre. Back to Morris. Morris still looking. Morris still dancing. Morris backing in. Morris pulling up on this one for two. And it's good for Marcus Morris Sr. Let's go. Marcus Morris has really picked it up after his rough start to his time as a Philadelphia 76er. Here we go. Here's Brandon Miller with the ball. Gets it over to Nick Smith Jr. for three. No good. Going to be rebounded by Marcus Morris. Here we go. Here's Morris with the ball. Morris backing in towards, I do believe that's JT Thor. He'll pull up on this one for two, and it's good for Marcus Morris. Let's go. Marcus Morris doing some things here to start off the fourth quarter. I love what Marcus Morris has been doing recently for this team. Nick Nurse probably gave him extra motivation ever since he came here, and now he's really picking it up. As Nick Smith Jr. gets it over to JT Thor. JT Thor guarded here by Marcus Morris. Back over to Nick Smith Jr. taking another three-point shot. No good. Rebounding here by Robert Covington. Covington going to get it over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre looking, going to find Covington. Covington going to his left. Covington losing the ball, but it's picked up by Oubre. And we're going to go the other way with it. So apparently I did miss a three-pointer, though, for the 76ers to start the fourth quarter. Not sure who ended up making it. As that was Kelly Oubre Jr. with the Paul Reed assist. So it was Kelly Oubre Jr. who made the shot. As Brandon Miller shoots another three, it's no good. Rebounded by Marcus Morris. Gets it over to Kelly Oubre Jr. Oubre pulling up on this one for two. No good. Going to be rebounded by Oubre, and he throws down a one-handed jackhammer right down the throats of the Charlotte Hornets defense, which did not work out at all whatsoever. Kelly Oubre Jr. is alive, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Miller with the ball, going to lose it. Looks like a foul called here on the Sixers. First one at the line is good here for Brandon Miller. As Charles says, Asia, LOL, appreciate you highly. Sometimes I don't get that hockey term. Can't understandable. Sixers domination continuing to rock. You already know what it is, Charles. You already know, my guy. As the Sixers are bringing it down the floor, currently in the hands of Jaden Springer is the basketball. Springer pointing up for two, no good. Rebounded by the Sixers as Springer gets his own offensive rebound, and Springer puts it up and puts it in. Let's go, Jaden Springer. Brandon Miller with the ball going to his left, getting it over to JT Thor. Thor gets it back over towards Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller guarded by Robert Covington. Lobbing it up over to Nick Smith Jr. Over to JT Thor in the corner for three. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Robert Covington. Sixers on an 11-2 run in the last 3:25. Springer gets over to B-ball Paul. Paul with the hook shot. No good. Going to be rebounded here by the Hornets. As Miles Bridges has the ball, gets over to Brandon Miller, over to JT Thor. Thor gets it over to 31 for the moment, but that's taken away. Here comes Jaden Springer with the ball. Springer with the kick out to Morris for three. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by 31 here for the Charlotte Hornets. Miles Bridges with the ball. Bridges gets it over to number 31. Gets it over to Bridges again, shooting the three, and it's good for Miles Bridges. As Paul Reed has the ball, gets it over to Kelly Oubre Jr. Oubre going to take a three and attempt one. Can't get that to fall. Going to be rebounded here by Miles Bridges. And a timeout will be called here by the Charlotte Hornets. Sixers have just taken over this game, period. This game is just flown by. This is unbelievable by the Sixers. This is unbelievable. You heard about the Chargers head coach and GM got fired after the debacle of a game on Thursday. Yeah, I did hear about that. I know Brandon Staley got fired for sure. Been to any games lately? No, I actually haven't, Asia, if you think about it. I'm trying to get to a Sixers game, But the tickets for the Sixers games are just so expensive. I'm trying to get to a Sixers game this year. At least one. I want to at least get to one Sixers game this season. But their tickets are just so expensive every year. And, I mean, I really do not want the nosebleeds. I mean, they were alright, but they weren't like, oh, I'm having fun at the Sixers game, which I obviously do every year. But at the end of the day, man, because right after they finished up with C19, when they were allowing fans back into the stands about 2 seasons ago, when I went to the Kings game that year, those tickets were so cheap. The tickets that we got were super cheap. And then last year and this year, they're just so expensive. It's unbelievable how expensive they are. As now the Charlotte Hornets are making multiple changes here for their squad. Amari Bailey's checking into the game. Leaky Black is checking into the game. And James Bouknight is checking into the game too. I'm not sure if they made any more changes outside of those three. Looks like those were the only three. Daniel House Jr. is going to check into the game here for, I do believe, the first time tonight for Marcus Morris. Tyrese Maxey finishing his night with 21 points, 7 assists, shooting 5 of 8 from three-point range tonight. Great job by Tyrese Maxey. And again, we're just continuing to put the scrubs in. As Nick Smith Jr. has the ball, Smith Jr. gets it out to James Bouknight. Bouknight over towards Amari Black. Amari Black getting it over to Nick Smith Jr. Nick Smith Jr. guarded by Covington. Going to drive, kick out. Over towards James Bouknight, and he held onto the ball for way too long. Way too long. The ball was held by James Bouknight. As Springer has the ball, gets over to Paul Reed, over to Daniel House Jr. House gets it over to Jaden Springer. Springer getting it over to House. House going to drive. The step back here for 2. Can't get that to fall. As the foul's going to be called on James Bouknight. And Daniel House Jr. will head to the line here to shoot 2 free throws coming up. The Sixers are going to continue to bring the scrubs in here. Bring in the cleanup crew. And at the end of the day, just end off this game with a bang. First one at the line is good here for Daniel House Jr. And checking in for the Philadelphia 76ers going in the backcourt is none other than Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba checking into the game, going into the backcourt. So Paul Reed's playing at the 4 and Mo Bamba's playing at the 5. As Nick Smith Jr. has the ball here for the Charlotte Hornets. He'll get it over to number 12. Number 12 going to drive in the lane, put it up for 2, and put it in. Making that was Leaky Black. But here we go. Springer with the ball here for the 76ers. Kicks out to Oubre in the corner for 3. No good. Rebounded by Mo Bamba. But Mo Bamba is going to be called here for a loose ball foul. Here we go. Here's James Bouknight with the ball. Bouknight gets it over to Nick Smith Jr. Smith Jr. looking, laying it up for 2 on a floater. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Paul Reed. As Daniel House Jr. gets the ball over to Reed. Reed looking. Going to fade away on this one for 2. Trying to get it to fall, can't get it to fall. And Mo Bamba cannot even get the rebound. Bouknight going to take a three from the wing, and he gets it to fall that time. So that was a nice shot right there from James Bouknight. Honestly, a sleeper off the bench for me in my book for this Hornets bench. As this shot goes up and in here, as shooting that one, I do believe was Daniel House Jr., and it was making that look easy. Here we go. Here's James Bouknight again. Bouknight going to fade away on this one for two, and that's an air ball. Going to be rebounded by House. House looking. Finds Oubre. Oubre at the top of the key for three. Bang! Kelly Oubre Jr. again. Let's go. Maury Black here with the ball here for the Hornets. Gets it over to, I do believe that's James Bouknight again for two. Or rather for three, I should say. As it's good for James Bouknight that time. James Bouknight is honestly a sleeper off the bench for this Hornets team. I'm not even going to lie. Springer with the ball. The reverse layup is no good. It's going to go out of bounds off the Hornets. It's going to stay with the Sixers with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Furkan Korkmaz will check into the game here for the 76ers, replacing Kelly Oubre. And then someone else is coming in to replace Paul Reed. I do believe that was KJ Martin. And yep, KJ Martin's coming in too. It looks like we do have a technical here. And it's going to be actually on James Bouknight. So Mo Bamba is going to go ahead and shoot the technical free throw here for the Sixers. I don't know why he's the one shooting it as he misses it. So he misses the technical foul free throw. But regardless, the 76ers will still remain with the ball. As Springer inbounds it, and it's stolen, but it's loose. Picked up by KJ Martin. Martin with the kick out to Korkmaz. Korkmaz looking, standing at the logo. Korkmaz finds Mo Bamba. Bamba going to shoot this one for two from far out on the mid-range, but it is good for Mo Bamba. There you go, Mo Bamba. There you go. Get some shots up. Here we go. Here's Nick Smith Jr. with the ball here. Smith Jr. going to his right. Smith Jr. going to kick it out. Over to, I think that was Maury Black for three. It's no good. Be rebounded here by Jaden Springer. Springer looking. Springer going to pull up on this one for two, and he'll be fouled, and he'll head to the line here to shoot two. Shooting foul called on Nick Smith Jr. First one to the line for Jaden Springer is good. Second one to the line is also good here for Jaden Springer. Here we go. Here's James Bouknight with the ball here. Bouknight going to kick it out here towards Maury Black. Maury Black going and trying to float it up, and that's denied. Picked up by KJ Martin over to Daniel House Jr., who throws it down with a grown man jam of his own. And honestly, this game has actually moved by pretty quickly here, in my opinion. As James Bouknight gets that to go up and in for two here, or rather for a three-pointer, I should say. 125-75 is the score. Sixers beating the Hornets by 50. Mo Bamba for three, and he's able to get it to fall. All right, Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba. Here we go. I do believe this is Nick Smith Jr. again. Nick Smith Jr. looking, floating it up for two, and he gets it to fall this time on the floater. What a great job by the 76ers tonight. Jaden Springer with the ball. It looks like somebody's calling a timeout. Personal foul call on Nick Smith Jr. and a timeout called by the Hornets. Yeah, guys, I'll tell you one thing. This was honestly a quick game. Even the nosebleed section is expensive. Yeah, but they're honestly the cheapest. And honestly, nobody wants the assembly room. Let's be fair with that. Nobody wants the assembly room because it's only a standing room. Nowhere where you can even sit. Sixers got Mo Bamba. Yeah, Asia, remember when the 76ers continuously kept on getting centers? Like, they decided to bring back Paul Reed. They brought back Montrezl Harrell before he got waived. And they brought back Mo Bamba. So they had 4 centers on the roster. And not to mention, they had Philippe Petrusev, who they sent on a two-way either they sent on a two-way contract or released him. I think they actually released Philippe Petrusev, and they waived Montrezl Harrell. So now they have 3 centers on the team, which is Joel Embiid, Paul Reed, and now Mo Bamba. But that was when we had but we signed Mo Bamba when we had the whole debacle of centers going on. When we brought Philippe Petrusev on to the active roster before releasing him, had Montrezl Harrell back to the roster before waiving him, and now we have Mo Bamba sitting behind Paul Reed and Joel Embiid. That's honestly great experience right there behind a young player like Paul Reed right there. That shows veteran talent 100%. That's why I like about that move by Nick Nurse. He gets you points here and there, but especially when he comes in for his veteran presence, that's also something that Patrick Beverley does. But at the end of the day, I like the fact that we did end up getting Mo Bamba. He's going to help Paul Reed get better too, because he's been in the league for a good amount of time now, actually. Said, oh, yeah. Yeah, the 76ers did get Mo Bamba. 10 straight games with 30-plus points and 10-plus rebounds. Last 5 players in a single season. Joel Embiid, just 1 game behind Shaquille O'Neal and Moses Malone, but has 10 games in this season where he's put up 30-plus points and 10-plus rebounds. 6 games behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 1 game back behind Shaq and Moses Malone. And I do believe 2 games back from Wilt Chamberlain. As Court Miles, as the ball gets over to Springer, tried to get it over to Mo Bamba. I'm not even sure what in the world that was. That's going to be a turnover here by the Sixers. But it really does not matter regardless. About 2 minutes left to go here in this game. But again, absolute pure dominance from the 76ers in this one. They absolutely dominated from start to finish. As Nick Smith Jr. has the ball here, gets it over to Armani Black. But I do believe that was Book Night for 3. No good. Going to be rebounding here by the Sixers. As Daniel House Jr. has the ball. House gets it over to Mo Bamba. Right in the paint for 2. And you best believe he's happy about that one. Let's go. Here we are as James Bouknight with the ball. Bouknight getting it over here to Armani Black, I do believe. As he just shucks it right over at Daniel House Jr.'s leg. He'll go out of bounds, stay with the Hornets. And Daniel House Jr. got that right around Mensah, too. Here goes our Monty. That's Nick Smith Jr. with the ball here for 2 as he puts it up and puts it in. And as this game is just about starting to wrap up here. With about a minute left to go, Mo Bamba with the ball. Getting it over to Jaden Springer. Springer in the lane. Denied right there by Armani Black. And another good dunk right there from the Charlotte Hornets. And again, the 76ers just about starting to wrap this one up. Mo Bamba as the ball gets out to KJ Martin. Martin out to House, who's wide open. House the step back three. Gets it to fall. All day, every day of the week. That might be the last shot that the 76ers will take in this one. As Amari Black with the ball gets it over to Amari Bailey. And this will be a foul called here on KJ Martin. First one, the line comes up short here for Amari Bailey. Said who needs James Harden? The Clippers do, apparently, for some reason. Said, LOL. You ever been to a playoffs game? If you're talking about for the Sixers, Asia, I have not. If you're talking about for the Eagles, I have, because I went to the Eagles versus Giants divisional round game last year. But this game is just about to wrap up here as Springer has the ball. Springer looking, Springer dancing. Springer with another shot here, puts it up and puts it in. Let's go. Let's go. What dominance today. Absolutely beautiful. 135-82. That's just about how this is going to come to a close, with the 76ers winning this game in absolute dominating fashion over a Hornets team that may have not had everybody, but they had to play who they had to play without guys like LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward and all the other players. But for the Philadelphia 76ers, this is their third largest margin of a victory in franchise history. First 50-plus point win since November 2nd of 1970 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But what a win for the 76ers tonight. 135-82. This is a big-time win for the 76ers. Especially on an easy stretch like this. When you have a cakewalk stretch, you should 100% take advantage of that. But yeah, guys, what absolute domination here from the Philadelphia 76ers in this game. They were absolutely dominant all throughout. And we will eventually get to the stats in just a little bit, ladies and gents. But ladies and gents here, hang on for 1 second. Let me take the banners down. We haven't done this in a while. We haven't done this in about 2 weeks. We haven't done this in about 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check for sure. Just double check it. Yeah, we haven't done this in about 2 weeks. Guys, whenever the 76ers win, you guys know how we have to celebrate before going over the final stats and all that good stuff. You guys know what to do. What we got to do, ladies and gents, play the song. Not that one. But anyway, ladies and gents, go ahead and do a music producer. Play the song. Let's go, guys. What a win by the 76ers tonight. But ladies and gents, hold up 1 second. Before we go to the stats real quick, I know it's just against the Charlotte Hornets. They didn't have a lot of their players tonight, such as LaMelo Ball, Gordon Hayward. You can run down the line. I completely understand. But at the end of the day, you can only play who you play. And ladies and gents, I know what the answer I'm going to get, but I need to ask y'all right now. Do we run it back and run the song back? Let me know down below in the chat. Should we run it back right now? I think we need to run it back. Even though we didn't play the best of teams, but still had a dominant game, I think we deserve to run it back. But again, I'm going to let the chat decide here. I'm going to let the chat decide here to run it back. And we do that. Get the confirmation from my guy, Charles Adderley. Charles, I appreciate it, my guy. Ladies and gents, you know what we got to do. Music producer, you know what your job is. Your job is to go ahead. After you play it once, you got to go ahead and play it twice. Music producer, go ahead and do it. Run the song back again. Let's do it. Let's go, guys. What a win by the 76ers tonight. In absolute dominating fashion, as we expected from the start. Said 53-point blowout. You already know. Said celebration. You already know what it is. He let me know to run it back. And Charles, I appreciate it, my guy. I appreciate it. There's no stopping us now. We're on the move towards the NBA championship. Well, first, Charles, we need to hope to find a way to get out of the second round, which I cannot rely on us getting past the second round. So once is not enough, maybe 3 times is fine. LOL. You know, it's never enough, Charles, but you know what? I think for now we'll stick with 2. But ladies and gents, on that note, we're finally going to go ahead and do it. We're finally going to go ahead and go over the final stats here, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here for the night. Starting off on the Philadelphia 76ers side, Joel Embiid led the way here in this one for the Philadelphia 76ers in the starting lineup with 42 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, as well as a steal and 2 blocks. Then following that up was none other than Tyrese Maxey, following it up, finishing his night with 21 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Then Tobias Harris follows it up with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block as well. Then off the bench, you had Kelly Oubre Jr. finishing his night with 12 points and 4 rebounds. You also had Daniel House Jr. off the bench tonight, finishing up with 10 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. Then back. Actually, let me go through the bench first real quick. We'll kind of move around between the bench and the starting 5. Mo Bamba finishing his night off the bench with 7 points, a rebound, and an assist each, as well as a block. Actually, no, I'm looking at the wrong guy, but Mo Bamba finishing his night with 7 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Marcus Morris Sr. finishing his night with 6 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Jane Springer finishing his night with 6 points, 2 rebounds, as well as an assist and a steal each. DeAnthony Melton finishing his night with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals. DeAnthony Melton was, honest to God, guys, DeAnthony Melton was absolutely clutch with his defense today. I didn't like the way he played offense today, but hey, DeAnthony Melton doing a phenomenal job on defense, and I'll take that all day, every day of the week. Where were we at here? I think we're on to Paul Reed, who finished his night with 4 points, 3 rebounds, as well as an assist and a block each. Patrick Beverley finishing his night with 3 points and 2 rebounds. And I'm not sure if I skipped over anybody, but if I did, the final guy is Nico Batum, finishing his night with 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists to end off the final stats for your Philadelphia 76ers. Now over to the Charlotte Hornets side. As the rookie out of Alabama, Brandon Miller, leading the way here for the Charlotte Hornets with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, as well as a block. Then following that up was Bryce McGowan's finishing his night with 12 points and 2 rebounds. Then following that up was Miles Bridges finishing his night with 9 points and 10 rebounds. One more bucket, and he could have had a double-double, but did not end up completing the task. James Bouknight off the bench finishing his night with 9 points, as well as a rebound. Nick Smith Jr. finishing his night with 9 points, a rebound, and an assist each. Then back in the starting five, where Nick Richards finishes his night with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and assists, as well as a steal and 2 blocks. Then following that up was Terry Rozier finishing his night very poorly, finishing the night with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists as well. Then back over to the bench, where we have Ish Smith finishing his night with 6 points, a rebound, 4 assists, and a steal. Then following that up, we had, I'm trying to remember the dude's first name. We had Amari Bailey off the bench as a rookie here from UCLA. I can never go back to the actual stat sheet itself. But we had Amari Bailey finishing his night with 3 points straight up off the bench. We had Leaky Black finishing his night with 2 points, a rebound, 2 assists, a steal, and a block each. JT Thor finishing his night with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And then rounding it off the bench for the Charlotte Hornets was Nathan Mensah, I do believe. I do believe it was Nathan Mensah. Yep. So Nathan Mensah being the final guy here for the Charlotte Hornets off the bench, as he was able to go ahead and finish his night with 2 points, 8 rebounds, as well as an assist. Who got 29 minutes of run off the bench tonight, but still not enough to end off the foul stats for the Charlotte Hornets. Now over to the team stats now, as the Philadelphia 76ers finished shooting the ball 60.2% from the field to the Charlotte Hornets 36.3%. The Philadelphia 76ers ended up shooting the ball 45.2% from three-point range to the Charlotte Hornets 20%. The Philadelphia 76ers finished shooting the ball 88.2% from the free throw line to the Charlotte Hornets 81.8%. The Philadelphia 76ers ended up out-rebounding the Charlotte Hornets in this one, 45-36 overall. However, when it came to the offensive rebounds, the Charlotte Hornets had the advantage in that category, 8-5. In terms of assists, the Philadelphia 76ers went ahead and out-assisted the Charlotte Hornets in this one, 30-15. In terms of steals, the 76ers went ahead and beat the Charlotte Hornets in that category by a wide margin, 10-3. In terms of blocks, the 76ers had more than the Charlotte Hornets in that category as well, 6-4. In terms of total turnovers, the 76ers also had the advantage in that category, 13-10. In terms of points in the paint, the 76ers also had advantage in that category over the Charlotte Hornets in this one, 64-46. And a total of 31 personal fouls called, with 17 called on the Philadelphia 76ers and 14 called on the Charlotte Hornets. And not to mention, the largest lead in this one for the 76ers was a 53-point lead, which is the amount of points that they won by. And the Charlotte Hornets actually never went ahead and took a lead in this one. So that is how the final stats come to a close in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, the 76ers again win this game in absolute dominating fashion here over the Charlotte Hornets by a final score of 135-82. Where they will go ahead and move to 18-7 on the year and 8-4 on the road, while the Charlotte Hornets go down to 7-17 overall and 4-10 at home on their home floor. But on that note, ladies and gents, that's basically going to go ahead and do it for me, as we do have a comment from Charles here real quick. It says, BLSG and chat family, have a great rest of your night and weekend. Blessings. Favor. Good night from Nassau, Bahamas. Best regards, Charles Adderley. Hey, Charles, appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Appreciate for the phenomenal support that you showed tonight. I greatly appreciate it, Charles. Thank you for coming through, being a brother, and being the very humble man that you are. But ladies and gents, actually, before we go ahead and head on out for the night, I do want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to the newest sponsor of the channel. And the newest sponsor of the channel that we have here tonight is none other than 10 Pin Toolkit.
Shout out to the newest sponsor of the channel, 10-Pin Toolkit. If you out there have ever thought about either trying a new sport like bowling, want to learn about the history of bowling, or look to improve your game, then 10-Pin Toolkit is for you. 10-Pin Toolkit has so many tools to help you, such as angles and targeting, ball speed and RPM, an online score calculator, and so much more to help take your game to the next level. Ever since I started using 10-Pin Toolkit, it has taken my bowling game to new heights and has helped me tremendously in becoming a much improved bowler than what I was when I was just getting started to becoming the bowler that I am today. It is currently rated as tied for the #1 best bowling app in the world as of today. It is a great resource to be used for coaching and will help take the talent of bowlers to new places that they have never experienced before. So if you are interested in starting a bowling career, want to learn about the history of bowling, or just look to improve your game, go download 10-Pin Toolkit on either the App Store or the Google Play Store, or click the link down below in the description to download it and get ready to have an experience in bowling like you have never seen before.
So there you go, guys. There is our newest sponsor of the channel right there in 10-Pin Toolkit. Be sure to go ahead and check them out if you have not done so. Like I said before, the link is down below in the description, especially for my sake. Like I told you guys earlier, the reason why I have not been streaming a lot of these 76ers games is because of stuff like school and especially bowling, with the bowling matches starting this past week on Tuesday. I have not been able to stream a lot of 76ers games, and whenever I have needed help with my improving my bowling skills or just wanted to do it regardless, I have always been using 10-Pin Toolkit as well as watching other YouTube videos to go ahead and find a way to improve my game in the best way humanly possible. But 10-Pin Toolkit has definitely been a resource that I have been able to use up to this point to be able to get to where I am at today. And like I was saying before to Lucas, going into that match on Friday that I had yesterday, I went into that with about a 209, 210 average. However, my average did go ahead and take a dip, though, from 209 to 210 to 200 right on the button. But I look to hopefully bounce back on Monday when we have our next bowling match. So, again, shout out to 10-Pin Toolkit for sponsoring this live stream in this one. And on that note, ladies and gents, officially, that's going to officially go ahead and do it for me. Be sure to like and subscribe if you guys have not done so. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace out. The Sixers win. Let's go. Peace, everybody. Have a good night, y'all. God bless and peace.